choline binding to the motor end plate opens the sodium ion channels, which allows sodium to rush into the cell through the T tubules deep inside until I reach the sarcoplasm. I'm going to like fill it up. It says that brings on a fancy word, action potential. That's a signal, if you will. So an action potential is a type of a signal. So this signal spreads all over, again, right, through the T tubules and okay, whatever. So we're going deep inside until I reach the sarcoplasmic reticulum. That's my triad. Remember, one T tubule, two terminal cisternae. It's a portion of the sarcoplasmic reticulum. That releases calcium. And where's the calcium go then? It goes in deep to, right, bind with troponin. Remember what troponin is? The protein that has a little calcium receptor on there whose job is to hold tropomyosin in place. And then when that happens, troponin gets pulled out, tropomyosin slides over, exposes the binding side of an actin. That's a signal for the head to latch on and ratchet. We'll go like way slower. What do you guys think? Yeah. Way slower, yeah. We're really breaking down, right? Okay, so anyways, those are the steps. We're going to come back and do those. We're going to like draw the whole thing out for you so it'll be like perfectly clear. Okay. That's only the contraction part. Now I have to figure out how the thing relaxes. I know, so you just work backwards though. Okay, so we'll run through these like way fast too. We'll make sure you guys have all this done. Okay. Alright, so if I want to stop this muscle from contracting, I probably have to stop the signal from reaching the muscle, right? That makes pretty good sense. So I have to stop it here. That's where my signal began. So that means if I want to stop the signal, I have to shut this down. So I'm going to shut off, I guess you could say, the release of acetylcholine. So I'm going to go ahead and like stop it from flowing sort of thing. So here's my nerve signal. Doesn't send any more information to my junction over here. Release of calcium ion stops because, yeah, no signal means no sodium means no calcium, so we're good there. The calcium that's already dumped from before when the muscle contracted gets pumped back into my sarcoplasmic reticulum, so it works backwards. I'm going to take it back off of my troponin and suck it back in. So calcium is actively pumped back into the sarcoplasmic reticulum, a little T-tubule terminal cisternae thing over there. And once that calcium, right, it's detached from troponin, tropomyosin slides back over, covering up the binding site on actin. So if it's not there, myosin head can't see it, can't attach to it. What do you guys think? It's crazy, right? Yeah, so we're going to really go through it like step by step. So keep it in the back of your head. I'm like run through the rest of the chapter and we'll come back and do like every little step. It'll be like perfectly clear. It'll be good, I promise. Okay, so same things, these are the steps, but I'm just going to like blow through these because we're going to do each one individually, sort of thing. And it'll be fine, I promise. And if not, then you want to read the book. I'm just kidding. Okay, so ATP. We said I needed ATP for that myosin head to attach to, what's it attached to? You guys remember? Myosin head attaches to actin. That's the key, actin. How do I get it to release again? I have to recharge it with more ATP. So I need a lot of ATP to make my muscles contract and continue the contraction. And how do I make ATP with glucose and oxygen, right? So I have to have those two things. Feels like a pretty cool thing. So what do you buy, like if you're a big athlete and you're working out all day long, you have to go and buy your little sports drink? Yeah, like Gatorade, Powerade, whatever. What's inside of your Gatorade? If you look at the ingredients, yeah, it's like sugar and water, oxygen. Yeah, you probably have like some sodium in there too. So you have your electrolytes, right? The ions, the sodium and the chlorine and whatever. You have the sugar because your body needs sugar to make fuel, ATP. That's why those sports drinks are pretty good to like drink because they're a little thick sometimes. But yeah, water, sugar, electrolytes, all the stuff you need for normal muscle contraction. So that's why they sell tons of that stuff. It's out there. All right, so where does the energy come from? ATP. How do we make it? With mitochondria, and I have to have sugar and water, right? Sugar and water. Ooh, sugar and oxygen. Okay. So here's the deal. Why do I need ATP? I need it for the muscle to continue contracting. That's where it says number one, right? Contraction. I also need it to detach, right? So I have to have ATP in order to have that head pull back off of actin. That's number two. 3, I have to have ATP to run the pump that's going to pump the calcium back into my sarcoplasmic reticulum. And I have to be able to regenerate that because I can actually recharge my ATP. So what happens is this. Here's my little, I need to put here. Slides are pretty good. Here's my adenine. So I'm going to draw ATP for you. So I have adenine with how many phosphate groups? 3, right. So I have 3 phosphates, so it's called triphosphate. And those are chemically bond together, right? There's a bond here between those. And if I break that bond, energy is released, right? So that's how I get my energy for my muscle contraction. I have to break or cut that thing off, get rid of my phosphate. So what am I left with? Actually, I'm left with
ADP.
Yeah, 2 P's. Okay, that's a diphosphate, so I actually call that ADP. This one's ATP, okay? And then I have a phosphate hanging out over here somewhere. What I can do is I can actually chemically go through this whole process of like, you guys are like Krebs cycle, electron transport chain, any stuff, whatever. I can actually stick that phosphate back on here. I can do that right, chemically. So I can actually recharge my ATP so I can use it again sometime later on. So, all right, so it says here, ATP needs to be regenerated for those contractions to continue. I can make more ATP, I can do whatever I need to do. So we can put all that stuff back together. So we can do a few things here for you. Here's how we're going to do it. ATP regeneration sort of thing. Really little on here though, not a whole bunch. Have you guys heard of creatine?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a really big supplement nowadays. A lot of people take it for energy and sports enhancement and things like that, right? Because it feeds your muscle tons of ATP, right? So if your muscles have a lot of ATP, you can train harder, longer, more efficient, sort of thing, right? You're not starving for fuel for your body. So creatine is a great supplement to take. Downside is that it takes a lot of water and you get like a lot of weight gain, you get sort of like chunky sort of thing, right? So creatine can get a little puffy. But you can actually store that and use it for ATP production. So that's all we're going to say about creatine, right? It's creatine, supplement, sports enhancement, sort of thing, whatever. Okay, so we're good there. Don't care about that. Now there's 2 ways to make ATP. You can do it with oxygen, that's the more common way. And you can also do it without oxygen. So they have 2 words. You have anaerobic and you have aerobic. So which one would be with oxygen, do you think?
Aerobic.
Aerobic, right? So you're doing aerobics, you're breathing heavily, that sort of thing. So anyway, so anaerobic, here's what you want to know. Again, in my cell, here's my little cell. Here's my little mitochondria, dicing it out. I said for this one, I had to have oxygen dumped into my little mitochondria with some glucose in here, and I can make ATP. Okay. So is that aerobic or anaerobic respiration if I'm using oxygen?
Aerobic.
That's aerobic. Okay, so the aerobic takes place with the mitochondria. Where does the anaerobic respiration take place? In the sarcoplasm, right? So it doesn't use the mitochondria. We have some other things that we can use. So just know that the anaerobic takes place out in the sarcoplasm, which is the cytoplasm of my cell. See there? There's some steps we're going to go through. We don't make a whole lot though. We don't make much ATP at all, but we can make a little bit. Because here's what's going to happen. If you notice when you're like exercising or doing whatever, maybe you're jogging, let's say jogging for example here, and you're running, you can like run for like a little while, right? And breathe sort of regularly. But then all of a sudden you start to do what? You get sort of like that huffy puffy thing going or whatever, so you can breathe pretty decent, and all of a sudden you have to like, you sort of like drop off and you just breathe real heavily. That's when your body makes the conversion from aerobic to anaerobic. Because again, you've burnt off all your one fuel, now you have to make it a different way. So when you start to breathe more heavily, that's that little conversion that goes on in your body. So this one here says occurs during peak levels of muscular activity. So you burn through all your O2 thing, right? Normally, now you breathe a little bit more heavily, sort of make up for some of this. And we're going to go ahead and convert over to anaerobic respiration. What do you guys think? Pretty good? Just know that anaerobic is no oxygen occurs in the sarcoplasm. That's all you really want to know. It's real simple for that. So anaerobic, no oxygen occurs in the sarcoplasm. Don't worry about the rest. We're good. Right? No oxygen. Produces small amounts of ATP. We said, yeah, don't make too much of it, but at least we can make something. Okay. What about aerobic? Yeah, that's the one that takes oxygen with glucose, converts it into mitochondria. You make a boatload of ATP doing it this way. So here's the stuff you want to know about aerobic. have to have oxygen, okay? And it produces most of the ATP in the body. Yeah, got that going on, we don't care. Oh, all right. Okay, then.
Why did you do that? What did you do? What happened?
You want to see? Okay, I'll show you. Okay. Bicycle broke, and he landed on somebody else's tire.
He hurt his face and his parts.
Oh, I'm telling you, that guy was really mad at him because, I mean, he messed up his rhythm.
He fell.
Actually, his tire, maybe.
Yeah, that's his tire.
Oh, that was sorry?
That's his own tire.
Oh,
This guy's
He rocked his nuts and his face.
He was feeling it. He was feeling it.